So now you can let them know.
All right. My name is Ali Muhammad. I'm from Highland Park. Then I went away to Western Michigan University.
Okay. Fine university.
Yeah. Now I'm teaching in Kalamazoo on the west side of the state.
Hold up. Hold up. You are teaching at where?
In West Michigan. I got a 3rd grade class to teach math and writing. Yeah.
What was your aspirations?
I wanted to play football, but it didn't quite work out. And academics was something that my parents really pushed. And, after a while, once I got to school, I just thought about, a lot of these kids don't have the positive role models that they need. And, I just want to kind of fill that void.
I like hearing that because you hear so many youngsters, and I'm sure that you went through that perspective, that if you have a coach, and that coach who's interested in you is like that teacher that is interested in you, that has a strong impact on you. Is that what propelled you to do what you're doing now?
That was a huge part on it, that and just the current state of, how things are in the world and how things are in Detroit and Michigan and, Highland Park. I feel like a lot of people aren't, getting the right message.
Okay.
I feel like a lot of times the only messages that they're getting is from the TV, is from, people who may not be doing the right thing. So I just want to, be that alternative.
When you go to your class and you see youngsters and, is there a way that you can motivate? Because, when you got all these youngsters coming from all these different directions and backgrounds, and those that you can see that's ready to try to study, and you got those that you got to capture because they kind of like wayward a little bit. Is there something that you do to try to capture those youngsters that's trying to do something ridiculous in class? I know, because I was one of those. You better stop acting stupid, because you're not stupid, but you're acting stupid and causing a problem in class, and start studying.
Yeah.
So I could be moved into what they call the college prep classes.
Right, definitely.
Tell me about that.
Okay, yeah, no problem. With teaching and sports and things like that, it's a lot of personality. Especially with the whole teaching thing, because you have kids who want to do the right thing.
Yes.
The kids who kind of sit in the middle, and then you got the overachievers. Which kind of helps bring up the class, and all. So with that, it can really be challenging because everybody doesn't always buy in right away. And I try to sell like a team concept, together everybody achieves more. And, that's kind of something that I focus on. And usually around, I would say October, November, they usually start buying into it and everybody gets on the same page. But early on, it really is that struggle, with the kids who want to do their own thing and don't want to buy into the system. But, over time, once they see that you get rewarded for doing the right thing, they end up doing the right thing. Because a lot of times, with adults, we go to work and we get paid.
The
kids, they go to work and they just go to school.
Right.
They get the knowledge, don't get me wrong, but a lot of times they don't understand what that means at such a young age. So you just have to give them incentives and, give them ways to different ways to motivate themselves to want to do better. To just put it on them and say, this is your future. I've been through
that microphone, make sure they can hear you.
Okay, I'm sorry. I've been through 3rd grade. It's your turn. I just want to make sure that you can get to, 4th grade and all.
Now, I know your time. I know you're in town and you're going to be getting out of town, but are you going to be able to, once we explain, because I want you to understand, this young man has written a book. He's not sitting there just running off at the mouth. The young brother has written a book that we want to support WHPR TV 33 family all around the world. This young man has written a book. You hear a lot of times people who are doing things, they say, I should have taken time to write a book. This young man has written a book, and he's going to talk to you about the book and the content of the book and where you can get the book. So I want to know, I got some folks trying to get in, but I want to know, after you do this, are you going to be able to take a few calls?
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
Okay. Hey, family, I want you to hold on. He'll be here. You'll be able to talk to him. Hold on. Hey, family, hold on. You'll be able to talk to him. He'll be here, okay? Just hold on. Tell us about this book.
Okay, the book is called Michigan International University. It's set in Detroit, Highland Park, for the most part of the book. So it tells a lot of our history, and it's about a superstar baseball player. He kind of loses everything in the prime of his career, and he's just trying to make sure that his kids don't make the same mistakes, and he wants them to know what he did because he doesn't want to keep it secret, because that way they can learn from him too. So at the end of the story, well, I won't give it all away.
Okay, yeah.
It's just a lot of lessons, a lot of things that we're all going through in our own reality. It deals with his ego, which was part of the reason I got him in so much trouble.
When you say that he was a superstar, and he had this situation with his ego.
Right.
Kind of, without giving us everything about him, we know what ego can do to us. It can fuel us, but it can also bring us down.
Definitely.
How does this play within your book here?
Well, actually, that's a good point that you brought up, because it kind of does both. You know, it fuels him, you know, in his performance and things like that in his personal life. But in his personal life, it kind of brings it down, because he just thinks that he's kind of above the law and that nothing bad can happen to him. And he can just do whatever he wants just because he's a superstar baseball player. And it just kind of shows that, you know, everybody's human and we all make mistakes, but we have to learn from our mistakes. Otherwise, it's going to be a big snowball that, you know, breaks down the house.
Now, we have, and we can see many times, because during my time in high school and junior high school, but we had guys who were just outstanding athletes. Many times people will tell you that some of the best athletes were the ones who didn't play on the team because they made mistakes. So is that kind of like what you were talking about here?
Kind of. It more so deals with, I want to say his personal life. So his life off the field.
Yes.
And with his academics, those weren't really a problem, because he did end up, you know, making it to college. He made it there with the person in the book who is his wife.
Okay.
So, you know, school is heavy in the book, you know. So it's just a way to kind of motivate people, because, like I said, it is from this area. So it talks a lot about Detroit.
It talks about Detroit.
Yeah, it's a lot of Detroit in the book, a lot of Highland Park in the book.
You're a homeboy.
Yeah.
And you talk about what you were able to. So this is not just fiction. This is not fiction. This is something that you saw, you felt, you were involved in terms of people that you were associated with.
Right, yep. It's historical fiction, for sure, yep. It tells our story. You know, a lot of people, they know why Detroit, or they see Detroit is, you know, not doing so good. They see Highland Park isn't doing so good, but they don't know the why.
Right.
And the book talks a lot about the why, how we got to this point, how we can get out of the hole, you know, if we all do what we're supposed to do. Just play your part.
Welcome back, folks. This is Crisis in Flint, Michigan. We also have with us on our live line, right there in Flint, Mrs. Leela McGee. And we've been joined by a writer and a publisher, Mr. Ali Muhammad. So we're going to talk about the publishing house and I guess their first book. So we'll get a chance to talk about that in just a moment.
Now you have put together another book. Tell me the inspiration and what is this book about? I'm gonna see if I can hold it up. No, we didn't preset this.
That was called Wake Up Little Lion. And it's kind of, with this, my first book, it was more so for high school students and college students and, you know, young adults. When I got back to school, you know, a lot of kids said, well, you know, Miss Muhammad, what about us? You know, so I just had to make sure that
the younger children.
Right.
Because your grade level of children that you teach is what?
Third grade. Yep, teach math and writing. So, you know, a lot of times.
Hold up. Now, they told me that if the children could not read and write by the third grade, that there was going to be serious consequences for them moving on later in the schooling.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, they're starting that really soon, and that was kind of the motivation behind this book, because what I was noticing, and like I said, a lot of my motivation comes from being in the classroom.
Yes.
So what I noticed is that right after lunch, I had the students read for about 10 minutes, and I was noticing that they kind of took it as a punishment, you know, and I'm sitting here like, you know, if somebody told me that I could read for 10 minutes, I'd jump on it, you know.